Hey, what's going on? It's Jonathan from Rigged or Rigid Tactical, whatever you want to call it these days. Don't really care. But today I'm going to be going over a few items that I've pulled out from my personal collection and put together 2024 buyer's guide for shooters. That I guess is a gift guide, you could say. And so we're going to start with some of the cheaper items. We'll work our way up to the more expensive items, and this is all stuff that I've just pulled out of my own collection. Some of this stuff you may not actually buy for yourself, but if someone gifted it to you, you'd be super excited. Let's get into it. The first item I have is some of these mini targets. These are just your typical cardboard targets, and as you can tell, we are actually using these today when we were training. These are great for dry fire practice. You can put these up on your wall. I have these up on my wall in my apartment for practicing there, or coming out to the range and practicing on the flat range. So highly recommend these. They go for about $20 for about 20 of them, but depending on which vendor you go through and stuff like that, sometimes you can get them for really cheap. At one point, I think I was getting 40 of these for $12. The next item is also going to be for dry fire, and it is going to be the Layered Ballistics 3D printed targets. These things look amazing, and there are many different styles you can get. They actually have a 10-piece set that will come with a large popper like this one, mini popper, a bunch of different types of targets, and these are great for setting up around the house as well. These are tiny. I like the profile of them and stuff like that. You can throw them up on your kitchen counter or, you know, on a shelf or whatever and get in a lot of really good dry fire practice. I really like what he's doing over there. He's a good friend of the channel, so check those out. And if you go to my buyer's guide, I can't remember my code right off the top of my head, but there is a code to get 10% off. So go over to the buyer's guide and check that out. The next thing we're going to talk about is the Savior equipment bags, both their ammo bags, their gun bags. These bags are absolutely amazing. I think these bags right here cost about $25 for 3 of them. And the ammo bags, I believe you get 4 of these ammo bags for $23 and some change. I actually like using these, throw the ammo in there, or I'll throw camera equipment. I mean, I use these for a bunch of different things. You can use this as a toiletry bag. They're very durable, very nice. They come with a Velcro section, so you can actually put patches on it, or they even come with these right here. These are patches that each of these bags come with, and you can use a Sharpie to mark whatever you need to on there, place it right on the side, and then you know what's in each bag. This one in particular is a gun bag that I use in my range bag. So this is so I can take it to and from the safe area. It just adds a little bit more protection to my gun, to my optic. It can fit a full-size gun with an optic. Sometimes, if I'm lazy, I might even throw some mags in there as well. Instead of putting them away where they need to be. The next thing is the Trail Boss 3/4 axe. The Trail Boss is from Cold Steel. This is a steal right now on Amazon. I think it's like 26 bucks or something like that. Typically, I keep one of these in my truck at all times. You just never can go wrong with an axe. I lived in Alaska for 4 years, and I carried an axe pretty much everywhere I went other than work, because work wouldn't really like that. But they're amazing. I actually learned how to throw an axe with this axe in particular. Trail Boss, amazing. 26 bucks. Pick one up, especially while they're on sale. I think they're typically $40. All right, the next thing is actually what I'm looking at right now. This is a leather notebook cover. And everyone's seen these before. These are your just normal composition notebooks. I use these throughout school. I use these at work. They can get pretty messed up, especially if you're throwing them in and out of a bag. And so I highly recommend getting one of these leather notebook covers. It's about $35, but it is customized. You can get your name embossed, whatever you want. I really like these as a range notebook. That's what this one is. This is my range notebook. It has a little bit extra protection with the leather cover on there. It can hold a pen. And like I said, you can get it embossed with your name on it for $35. All right, the next thing I'm going to show you is the Wrangler Pants. These things are amazing. I'm wearing them. Jeremy over there is wearing them. Everyone's wearing them. All the cool kids are wearing them. You can actually get these at Walmart. I think I think I used to get these for $25. I don't know if they've gone up or not. On Amazon, they're going to cost you $35. Go and check at your local Walmart. See if you can get them. See if you can try them on. For the price, you just can't beat them. They have stretch to them. I wear them almost every day. They come in a bunch of different colors. I'm wearing the tan ones right now. You can see these. These are like a steel blue, gray color. They're amazing. Check those out. Next up. Ah, yes. The magical powder. The Chalkless Grip Enhancer. Yeah, Jeremy's already shaking his head. This is what everyone looking at this wants right here. This stuff is amazing. In the shooting community, especially the competition community, you're going to see a lot of people using liquid chalk. Jeremy actually just picked up his right there. Here, throw it over here. I saw when you opened it, literally just it gets so dirty after time. You can see that right now. It's already coming out. It gets everywhere. It gets on everything. Gets on your clothes. Here you go, Jeremy. This stuff right here is amazing. I still have about half a bottle left of this. I've had this for about 4 months. I've only gone through half of it. I let people try this stuff out at almost every match. Everyone wants to see it. Everyone looks at it. It's like, what the heck is that? This stuff was just recently on Shark Tank. So whenever you pour it out, it's light as a feather. You can barely even see it in your hand, but when you rub it together, it will turn into a powder and it dries out. I've already have it on my hands right now. You can't even see that I have anything on my hands. It works in the rains. It's pretty crazy stuff. Highly, highly, highly recommend. It's $35 right now. I imagine it's going to go up in price since it was on Shark Tank, so grab it while you can. This is the 15-gram size, and like I said, this has lasted me 4 months. It goes a long way and it lasts, and everyone that's tried it thinks it's amazing. All right, next up, gotta have a fanny pack on the list right here. This is the Eberlestock Bando XL. This is the big boy for the big boys, okay? This thing has room for a full-size pistol in the back for concealed carry, as well as carrying all those essential EDC items you need. If you need a flashlight, if you need a knife, if you need a multi-tool, you can throw your med, lighters, lock picks, anything that you need for your EDC can fit in the Bando XL. This thing is massive. Throw it in here. You can actually extend it, throw it over your shoulder if you want to. You don't have to just wear it as a fanny pack. If I'm not carrying on my person, I'm carrying in this. If I'm carrying on my person, I'm still carrying this with me. I'm throwing it in the car because it has everything else I need. When the time comes, I know where it's at. I can grab it. I can go. That's going to cost you $48 on Amazon. Next up is something you may not realize that you won't, but if someone gifted it to you, you'd be super happy about it. And that is the Iron Infidel 64-ounce mega jumbo water bottle. I've had this now for about 2 months. I've been testing it out for them, and I really like it. It goes pretty much everywhere I go. It goes to the gym, it goes to work, it goes to the range. I filled this up with ice on a Friday for a weekend match. We were traveling down to Florida, and when we were coming back Sunday, it still had ice in it. It's a vacuum sealed stainless steel water bottle. The only complaint I have is that this nozzle is a little small, but that kind of keeps me from just spilling water all over myself all the time. Besides that, it's amazing. Comes with a 550 cord handle. This is a nylon cover. It's held on by bungee. You have a pocket here that you can throw a phone in. You have a pocket right here you can throw your keys in, or a wallet. You can also clip your keys to the clip that it comes with, and it also has MOLLE webbing, so you can attach other stuff you want to it, like a knife or anything like that. It is $75. Listen, I saw people fighting over Stanley cups that cost $70 at Target. $75, not a bad deal. We have the Armageddon Gear Hot Pocket. Now, this is one of the cooler items on the list, in my opinion, that you don't realize that you need. It's a game changer. The Hot Pocket is designed to hold your suppressor when it is hot. I run into this problem a lot at the range where I get done shooting suppressed, and maybe I have a few rounds left and I just want to mag dump and I'm just brain dead, and I just mag dump 15 rounds at the end of the day, and then that suppressor is smoked. It is smoking hot, and now I gotta wait before I can put it away, or it's gonna melt something, burn something. You can place that in the Hot Pocket. It is lined with a protective material that is not going to burn up, and so when this thing is smoking hot, you can actually wrap it around it, zip it up onto it while it's on the gun. You can take the suppressor off the gun with like some leather gloves or something, place it in here, throw this in your bag. You're not going to worry about it anymore. I keep my suppressor in here at all times now, besides when it's on the gun. This is by Armageddon Gear. They have amazing stuff over there: bags, suppressor covers. Go and check out all their stuff. All of it's insanely good quality. I really, really like their suppressor covers. Those are the only suppressor covers I use. And after you burn your leg one time with the suppressor, you're gonna want a suppressor cover. Highly recommend going over there and grabbing those. The Hot Pocket, $77. All right, next up we have the Dry Fire Mag. This thing is really cool. It is very helpful for dry fire, and why it is so helpful is the problem with dry fire is if you want to get a trigger pull in on most striker fired guns, you pull that trigger, then you have to rack the slide to reset that trigger. With the dry fire mag, this helps reset your trigger and it simulates your trigger breaking. As you can hear right here, it will give you an audible click whenever the trigger is breaking, and you'll feel it. It has like a little wall right there and break. And so you can simulate your trigger pulls with the dry fire mag. Now this is a special kit. This is a dry fire mag that has Bluetooth enabled in it, and you can get a laser cartridge as well. And so therefore, every time you pull that trigger, it's going to shoot a laser out. That works with the Mantis, Laser Academy, and all those other laser-based apps that you want to use. You can get the just regular dry fire mag for around 98 bucks, or if you want to do the Bluetooth one with the laser, it is going to cost you $300, which I know is a little pricey. But if you're using something like the Mantis X, Laser Academy, or anything like that, I highly recommend it because you can just get so many more trigger presses in with that laser. Next up on the list, you can never go wrong with this. All right, next on the list is the FLATOUT knife from Kronus. If you've never heard of Kronus before, this is a sister company of Palmetto State Armory. This knife in particular was designed by Chris Strope of Strope Knives. They're very unique, very cool knives. It's an excellent fixed blade knife. It is durable. I believe it's 1095 steel, and so it's gonna hold an edge. You're going to be able to beat it up, and it's just going to keep going. And you're not really going to be able to beat the price on this. It is $115. Yeah, the FLATOUT Kronus. The Salomon Trail Runners. Now, as you can tell, these have been through some stuff. I've had these for over a year, and they are still going strong. The tread on these is still good, ready to go, and I run these at every match, essentially. These are my go-tos. I run these indoor and outdoor. I mean, these things work on gravel. They work in grass. Like I said, we use them indoors. Jeremy has a pair. I believe he loves his pair. You love your pair? Yeah, he loves his pair. These are actually not the only Salomons I'm going to recommend, but we'll get to the other ones in just a minute. Those will cost you 120 bucks. Next, we have the Shooters Global SG timer. If you are trying to be serious about your training, you need to be training with a timer. And what's really cool about the Shooters Global timer is their app. It's really neat. You can adjust sensitivity levels on there. You can adjust your par times through the app. You can be at the range. You hit that button. You can have your camera open in the app, and it will film you, and it will display every single shot you take, your splits and everything like that. I'm not doing a great job of explaining it. Go to their website, check it out. This is about $128, but Shooters Global, you need a timer. I recommend this one. This is the one I use, but if you want to go with a pack timer or something like that, you can always go with that as well. All right, moving on. I guess we'll get to the other Salomons that I recommend, and those are these Salomon boots right here. I don't know if you can see that or not. I'm not really flexible, but I'm wearing them, so you know that they're good. Salomon's known in the industry for just making great footwear. If I'm not wearing those at a match, I'm wearing these. And the only time I'm wearing these is if it's really cold or if it's really wet outside. They're about $160. Highly recommend. Like I said, I bought these at the same time as I bought the Trail Runner, so I've had them for a little over a year, and they're still going strong. Love them. Wear them to work, wear them to the range. Wear them when I'm hiking, stuff like that. They're just a great boot, and you can't go wrong with a good pair of boots. We're getting into the really expensive items here. These are expensive, but I think that hearing protection is one of the biggest investments you need to make if you are a shooter. Personally, I'm running the Soriden Defenders. They have really nice gel cups. They are active hearing protection, and so the sound quality is great on them. They do have foam covering the microphone, so you don't really have issues with wind and stuff like that. These will work indoors as well as outdoors. And so I highly recommend the Soridens. The only complaint I do have is replacing the battery on them is a pain in the ass. These are gonna set you back $300 though. It's an investment into your future, into your hearing. You don't want to be having that ringing sound in your ear, you know, 1 year, 2 years, 40 years down the road. Got 2 more items on the list. This is the Insta360 Go. This is the hat cam that I've been using for over a year. This is a really cool camera. It comes in this docking station. It has a screen on the back, but I can remove the camera from this docking station and it is wirelessly connected to it, so I can actually see on this screen what I'm seeing through here. And so that's really neat. This has a magnet in it. It will just magnetically clip onto there, throw it in there, and this is the hat clip. So you just put it on just like that. I run it under the brim. A lot of people run it over the brim. Under the brim can be distracting and can get in your way if you're not used to it. This will set you back 389 bones. Next one is our most expensive item, but one of the coolest. It is the Garmin Xero. This is a pocket-sized chronograph, and this pretty much stays in my range bag now. And why a chronograph is so helpful for a shooter is diagnosing if ammo inconsistencies are your problem, or if you need to get some data, especially if you're a long-range shooter, getting that data on your ammo. The Garmin Xero has internal storage, so it will save your session so that you can go back when you get home and look at all your data. You can also pair it with an app. Personally, I just store it on the Garmin. I've used this for rifle, for pistol. Actually, recently we used it at the South Carolina IDPA State Championship. Garmin Xero, it's not cheap. It's pretty new, and so it's gonna cost you $600. But I tell you, you're gonna be everyone's best friend if you have this at the range. All right, that's all I got. Thank you. Have a happy Christmas and a Merry New Year.